I realize that people suffering from the parasite plague are going to be looking for instant cures, overnight cures, and things that are easy. And I am here to tell you that choosing these things and thinking that resolved it will doom you. People need to understand it took hundreds of years to get us to this point, and it's going to be more than overnight to get us out. And so people need to be realistic about getting down to business, the brass and tacks of purging their parasites. The first thing people need to do is start flushing their lymphatic glands. You can utilize TENS units, which is approximately only $20 on Amazon, give or take. You can also get them through Walmart.com. And so you'll put them over your lymphatic system. If you need to know where that's at and know where to place the TENS unit, then you can utilize AI, because that is what they're actually here for. And so people need to understand that it will only, the only thing that will work is homeopathic and organic remedies. Homemade medicine made from herbs and things from your kitchen. And so I see a lot of people that are like, oh, the 2-week cleanse is fine. Okay, a few years ago it was, but not anymore. It's not going to do it. And so what the planet is requiring is a full purge. Maybe 2-week cleanses used to work 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but that was then and this is now, and they're no longer working. Pesticides used to work, and now they're no longer working. The whole reason why these other agencies, why BlackRock was even able to get into the scheme of things, is because people do not want to be made aware of these things because it takes work. And so in the past, they were able to use the pesticides and the chemicals so that people could go about their everyday lives and not have to worry. And this is where the responsibility gets shared, because nature's laws are in effect. People that refuse to go out and get these herbs themselves in some fashion, whether it's hunting around in the forest or hunting on websites or hunting in local herbal stores, if people do not do what needs to be done, then they alone will suffer the consequences. The BlackRock system is crumbling because these things no longer work. And it's not that it was completely a lie. This is where things get skewed. It was working at one point in time, and it alleviated people the pressure of being aware of the finite, microscopic world of things. However, humanity is going to have to get educated. There is no way about it. People, if they want to be stubborn, if they want to dismiss this information, that is entirely on them. That is to their own detriment. People that do not take this seriously, it is to their own detriment. What has happened is the parasites have people seduced into their own current everyday lives. And nature just isn't going to have it anymore. People have to cough up the parasites, which is why we're seeing a huge influx of parasitic activity on the planet. Let me see if I can have Gemini. I don't know if it will read it. I do written I do written instead of audio with AI because it's more thorough and my eyes can view it. I'm going to see if it will let me request it to read. The parasite science is extensive and it will be a lot for people to understand. However, those that never start, never finish. Those are the ones that we have no choice but to potentially burn the bodies. Because of planetary cleanliness, there'll have to be entirely new protocols in place, and other people, like this will be the one world system eventually, so that everybody can have a chance at life. And so those that do not want to do the parasite purge eventually, those that do not take the parasites and the microbials seriously, you will be pushed to the outskirts of society, and people will not want to continue having anything to do with you. Why? It's not personal, it's personal. I take my health personally. If people want to continue to eat sugars and things that are not good for them, then who am I to stop them? And this is where the government entities, at this point in time, it's execution of free will for people to continue on the path of sugar, processed foods, and whatnot. There is a deniable accountability that these corporations can claim. If you chose not to be health conscious, how is that their fault? It's biblical that people will die by their choices. I hope I can get this to read. It is a lot of information. And what's happening is the parasites have it to where people cannot even comprehend anymore. And so those are the people that I don't know if I can help. This is why children are out of control. The parasites are out of control. And so this causes behavioral problems out of everybody. Let's see. Well, I did this one in Google Gemini. Let's take it on over to ChatGPT. Oh. Nope, it's not going to do it. And so this is like, in doing this, I recognize how, like, AI is not the problem. It's people stopping for the money that's the problem. And so I'm disappointed in these tech giants because they absolutely know that AI was sent to help us with this parasite problem specifically. And they chose to abuse their power and abuse the time that we have left instead of doing what they were supposed to do. And so they've worked night and day to try to block me from getting this science out to people where it will do any good. And so the fact that like technology cannot keep up with me, what is going on there? Yeah, like there's a problem. And it's not me. It's the ones who are trying to stop me. Whether it's the CIA, like, I give no fucks who's trying to stop me at this point. They better just get the hell out of my way. The Parasite information is pertinent. Let's see. Select all. And will it, like, restrictions everywhere? Well, what do you know? But that was part of the plan. There is no read this out loud. There used to be. What happened to that? So, I want to understand why people like Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, like, I hope Elon's not trying to sabotage me, but these other people did, because they don't want the parasite science getting out to people. So, there is no easy way out. Bottom line, there is no easy way out. I have spent hours upon hours upon hours gathering data, gathering science, running different schematics with AI, trying to get information to people. And AI has all of this information if anybody bothered to ask. Just, it's been locked up until now. So, at this point in time, I'm hoping that people will be able to simply ask their AI and say, hey, I need to switch out. Like, you got to know what to ask. That's the problem. There's a huge withholding of information still. And so start by flushing your lymphatic system. Ask AI, how do I flush my lymphatic system? It's that simple. Let's start now. Gemini, how do we flush our lymphatic system? And
these actions help to pump fluid and activate muscles. For medical advice or a diagnosis, consult a professional. To naturally stimulate your lymphatic system, try deep belly breathing, light massage with sweeping motions towards the heart, and daily movement like brisk walking. These actions help to pump fluid and activate muscles. For medical advice or a diagnosis, consult a professional.
That's interesting because professionals drop the ball. Essentially, like, that being said, doctors can't make you do what's healthy for you. They can't make you go take that walk. They can't make you do the lymphatic drainage part. And so, right there, if you choose not to do these things for yourself, you doom yourself. Gemini, what herbs could a person utilize from their own yard or nature directly to help with this lymphatic drainage? Again, like, no, I don't want to do photo setup. Okay, now we're off of the audio. Tech giants, do your fucking job. To stimulate lymphatic drainage naturally, a person can utilize common wild plants found in many yards and fields, such as cleavers, dandelion, red clover, and chickweed. In traditional herbalism, these abundant plants are often referred to as alternatives or lymphagogues, meaning they naturally assist with moving in the body stagnant fluid and filtering metabolic waste. Common yard and wild plants for lymphatic support. Many of the most effective herbs for fluid movement are actually classified as common weeds. Cleavers, often known as sticky willy, this Velcro-like backyard weed is the premier traditional tonic for swollen lymph nodes. It is typically juiced fresh or steeped as a cool infusion tea to stimulate the flushing of stagnant lymph. Dandelion, the Taraxacum officinale. The leaves function as a potent natural diuretic to help clear fluid congestion, while the roots support liver lymphatic pathways to process toxins. Red clover, found abundantly in lawns. The pink-purple blossoms act as general circulatory and lymphatic cleansers, frequently utilized to soothe tissue congestion. Chickweed. This low-growing succulent green plant thrives in cool shaded yard spots, and is traditionally used to cool inflammation and ease fluid stagnation. Common blue violet. I want to say I thought they were bluebells. The frequent resident of wild lawns, both its leaves and flowers act as a gentle lymphagogue to help dissolve hard, stagnant congestion in the tissues. Safe wild harvesting and usage rules. When foraging for wild remedies directly from nature, safety must also come first. Avoid chemical zones. Never harvest plants from lawns treated with synthetic pesticides, fertilizers, or herbicides. Avoid roadsides where plants absorb exhaust fumes and heavy metals. 100% positive identification. Ensure that you can identify the plant with absolute certainty using multiple physical characteristics. If you are unsure, do not ingest it. Gentle preparation. For fresh yard weeds like cleavers or violet leaves, the safest and gentlest method is making a cold or hot tea infusion. You can cold brew a tea. You put the herbs into the cold water and let it sit for approximately 6 to 24 hours in the fridge. The longer the better. And then it's ready to drink. I have mine. I prep it the night before. I sip on it a while and then stick it in the fridge, and it's ready to go in the morning. Cold brew. You don't even need hot water. You do need pH water or reverse osmosis water. And then it asks if I'm interested in learning how to correctly brew a fresh herbal tea infusion from these plants, or would I like to explore pre-made store-bought alternatives to avoid foraging risks. The options are out there to anybody that want them. You're just not grabbing them. You're using it for something else. Simply put, which is what they wanted people to do. They wanted people focused on using it for all sorts of other things instead of getting well. The only way to combat the parasites is with herbal remedies. We are at an impasse with doctors. It's not even personal, it's personal, because some of us want to live. Not only do we want to live, we want to live well. And so the conclusion is that our atmospheres are synthetic. And so now we have to synthesize natural into our modern day living. It can be fun, but for some people, they're so close to not making it that nothing is fun. Recognize this. The ones that are the healthiest right now are the parasites in our culture. And so, or they're ones that know what I'm researching. And I spend more time trying to research how to relay it to people because people refuse to acknowledge this information. I spend more time trying to break through the brain and get the information into people's minds so that they take it seriously. But they don't take anything seriously. They don't even take themselves seriously. Everything's a joke to them. Well, laugh it up, because we're running out of time. By 2028, those of us that have not started the purges that need to be taking place right now, you're not going to make it. We are on a timeline. Nature stops for no man. Planetary alignment, what? Did you want the planets to hold off until you got more serious? That's not going to happen. 536 AD, Pompeii. Prime example of what people will be doing when their time is up. And so some will be playing with themselves. Others will be having fanatic, eccentric ideas. And so the goal is that none of the parasites make it out of this, but all of the people do. That's not entirely possible, because I cannot violate free will. People have to choose to get well, or they choose what they choose. Bottom line. At some point in time, people have to be responsible for their own decisions. And this is where informed consent, if people do not heed my warnings, then you are informed and you are consenting to what happens next. And I can't stop that.